Hello, welcome to Africa. This week, I'm Moghalu Ibrahim. This week, I'm hosting the MD and the CEO of National Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA. His Chief Dr. George Moghalu. Chief, you're welcome to Africa this week.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much, sir. Let's get the ball rolling here. I've been trying to catch you, but you are here today, and I'm glad I'm privileged to be in your office. First of all, you caught my attention on the Africa this week because perennial flooding in Nigeria is on the way. Somewhere they are already here. You are in charge of national inland waterways in the country, in Nigeria. You are there recently gave out some, donations in cash, in materials, over millions of naira, and including 5 million naira to some various states, including Kogi State, where you are headquartered. Now the situation is becoming an annual occurrence in Nigeria. Why do you start early, giving us palliatives and materials for relief when the flood has not even started?
All right, thank you very much for having me, Sadiq, right?
Abubakar Sadiq, right? Yes. Any of them can call me.
Yeah.
Yes.
The issue of flooding is of great concern to us as an organization. Like you rightly observed, NIWA has a responsibility to manage and regulate our national inland waterways in the country. And therefore, anytime issue of flooding comes up, we are mentioned and expected so. So for us, we are very concerned. Like you did observe, what we did was to extend some form of support to the victims of 2022. Those who were affected, 11 states were actually affected, more than the others. So what we now did was to give our support through the state emergency management agencies, because every of these states has their own emergency management agency. So what we did was a way of supporting them in their effort for the benefit of those who were affected, the victims.
About 2022?
Yes.
Not 2023 yet.
Victims of 2022. So that's what we did. And like the one you reported was the Kogi aspect, with other states in the south, in the north, were also beneficiaries. Apart from the cash donation, we gave also materials by way of foodstuff, which was distributed effectively to the states concerned. But coming to the issue of flooding, we are very concerned as an organization, especially when you relate it to the reports we are getting from sister agencies, from meteorological agencies. The report is quite scary. Even our department here, we have a research and development department that monitor water levels, and they give me a report on a weekly basis. In some instances, as we enter into the rainy season, I get daily report.
What's your relationship with NIWA?
No, we understand.
Since you are people monitoring
yes,
in this authority, the Nigerian Meteorological Association or whatever, you guys work hand in hand.
Yes, we are sister agencies. The important thing here, like I keep telling people, agencies like NIWA are all for administrative convenience. The truth about it is that the subject matter is the Nigerian people. So everything is aimed or targeted at what do we do to better the lot of our people? So we collaborate with other agencies, just like you mentioned, Nina. We even have a memorandum of understanding on how we work together, because the information we have from them and the ones they have from us, we put all together, do some level of comparative analysis so that we can be properly guided. Like the report we've received so far and the ones we have generated point to the fact that there's going to be flooding, serious flooding in this 2023 that will affect a number of states. So the question now is, what do we do to alleviate the impact on our people? And for us, the major thing there is to get the people to know, to be aware. So we have upped the ante with regards to sensitization programs. We've been doing a lot to sensitize our people, especially those who are living on floodplains, encouraging them to relocate to higher grounds. Because once a place is flood prone, the first thing to do is to relocate the person from there. Otherwise, you're exposing the person to inevitable danger. So we've upped the ante, we've gotten a lot of people involved, we sent out our teams to the various states to get them to know what is being expected. Fortunately, other agencies of government are also doing the same thing in terms of increasing the level of sensitization so that a lot of people will be aware. We have also, based on the experience we have, because one of the things that cause flooding is when channels are blocked. Is in water, you can't control the movement. If you block the designated channel for water to pass, water will find its level. So what we are doing also, using the platform of our various area offices, is to open up channels, open up drains, so that water will find a way, find their own route. We're also involved in maintenance dredging, so that we can reduce the silting of all the water channels. Because if we're able to remove the silt on the water channels, water will have a channel through which it can go. The likelihood of flooding will not be there. Yeah. So these are some of the things that is being done. And we'll continue to do it, knowing fully well of what we expect.
You've been talking, I was going to ask you that question, but you have already, hit the ground running to the question that I'm going to ask you. That's about proactive, which you have spoken about it. But the critics of NIWA or of the government say that you don't have enough proactive measures, rather than throwing money and palliatives to victims when this is indulged. I know that there's enough information for people to move to the high grounds, but they say the scholars have met at Federal University here recently, and they discuss intensively, both from the international and the experts in Nigeria, from various academic fields. They talk about lack of proactive.
That's the point I'm making. It's not about lack of proactive measures. The important thing, let's have it at the back of our mind that no government has enough resources to address all this challenge. No government, even America. No government has enough resources to address all this challenge. So it's a matter of prioritizing your needs and addressing your needs relative to the resources available to you. In terms of being proactive, that is why I tried to explain to you. We have upped the ante with regards to sensitizing our people, getting the people to move away from flood-prone areas. There are areas that are flood-prone. If you go and live on a flood plain, there is no way you can escape being a victim of flooding when it comes. So what we are doing is to sensitize our people. We keep informing them because we have statistical report, even the ones generated by our department here, and the ones other agencies of government have generated, which we place on the same table to do some level of comparative analysis so that we can be properly guided. So we are improving, we are increasing the level of sensitization.
Have you guys started with that?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
We have using the
This is
2023,
yes.
using the platform of our area offices. We have even reduced our sensitization to local languages. We have even done printed materials. We have even hired local town criers so that we can get to the least informed what the challenges are. And then again, like I did say, we've even gone further to open up channels that we consider are blocked. Water routes, we're opening them, okay? Like I said, we're also involved in doing some level of maintenance dredging so that we can open up areas that are silted so that water can have a natural channel. We're also using the opportunity of sensitization to appeal to our people so that we can change our attitude with regards to management of refuse. A lot of people dump refuse on drain lines and drain pipes, expecting the refuse on its own to go, the water to flow, to carry the refuse. And it's not possible. There are instances in the course of this cleaning exercise, we find people using cum stumps to fill a bag and throw into a water channel, expecting water to carry it. It's not possible. And when these channels are blocked and water comes, what water will do then? Because you cannot control the level of water, it's water to spray. And that is fraud on its own. And don't forget that we have been told by the reports we have that there's going to be heavy rain this season. And when the quantum of rain that comes is quite high, the tendency is that the water will look for a level to operate. And when the channels are blocked, they will now flow.
Several over the years,
yes,
we talk about these proactive
yes,
measures. Yeah. We talk about rain. We talk about upcoming rain, the volume of water that you are going to be receiving on our waterways. Do you, with your sister agencies or other countries that release annually water from their own dams, especially from Cameroon, coming to us, what have you guys done in that respect?
No,
have you guys, please, can you divert this water somewhere? Is there any way we can divert it? Is there other measures we can do? We are building drainages and irrigations, and still we are getting water flooded, especially in Lokoja here, which is the most recipient of flooding, consequences in Nigeria. Are we talking to our sister agencies in various countries that, releasing water to us annually?
I think what you're trying to do now is to drag me into a territory that I don't have control over.
Okay.
Because I don't manage Nigeria's water resources.
Okay.
There's a ministry for water resources.
Okay.
All right? And then when it has to do with that, that is the 40 of the responsibility of the Ministry of Water Resources.
How does
I'm telling
let
you,
me bring you back home here. What is you are responsible for? The state, you are collaborating with the state.
Yes.
Over these matters.
Yes.
But yet, the state has no authority. Any authority by the Constitution of the land, the acts that establish the National Inland Waterways, to even have any legislative action against whatever takes place at the water level that you are managing. So how do you...
No, what do you expect the states to do? The states have their responsibility. It's not my responsibility to manage refuse, for example. It is not the NIWA responsibility to manage refuse that is generated in every community. States, this is part of their responsibility. And then by the time those ones are addressed, yes, you have solved part of the problem. Providing local transport on water is not strictly the responsibility of NIWA. States can, especially those states on the water routes, or the coastal states, should also be able to address their own local transportation system and then encourage their people and support them by way of collaborating with us, because we're supposed to provide a regulatory responsibility. That is why we're even partnering with private sector players who are interested in the water business so that they can work with us so that we can develop the sector. So the states have enough on their table. They have enough on their plates to do, to support that industry, because we believe very strongly that this is an industry that has the potentials, massive potentials to impact positively on our economy.
How many drainages and irrigations? The drainages and the confluence has been on for quite some time. What the degree? The level
No, the issue of drainages is a state responsibility. It's not the responsibility of NIWA. I'm managing waterways, natural water routes, not drainage.
But what I need to ask you that is very important, you gave out
Yes, life jackets.
life jackets, you give out ferries to help, states, some waterways transporters, and so on and so forth. A lot of people are not using it sometimes. A lot of people forget about even waterway security when they are doing that. Well, can you speak to that perspective?
No, like you also observed, we've done quite a lot in terms of distribution of life jackets. It is also part of our responsibility to keep educating the people on the need for them to keep using them. It's part of our responsibility to keep educating the people on the need to obey all the navigational protocols. In terms of time of movement, in terms of security, in terms of doing what is supposed to be done so that we can achieve safety. We can also achieve the benefits. We can all enjoy the benefits of water transportation, which we think are quite enormous. So what we are doing is to keep educating our people. It is part of our responsibility to provide life jackets. We cannot also stop state governments that want to provide life jackets for people who are going to operate for their citizens. We will encourage it, we will support them. There are also NGOs that have spoken to me that we engage them. That please, if you want to support us in this aspect of water transportation, you can give us life jackets. There's this an American company that we had a meeting in Abuja 3 nights ago. And they came, based on my invitation, we are talking with regards to how they can support us by providing us vessels. They've offered to provide us ferries. They've also said they're going to support us with provision of life jackets. There is no quantity of life jackets we have today we can say that is enough. Because this is an industry we want to open. This is an industry we are interested in expanding because of the enormous benefits that is agreeable.
How safe is our water?
Very safe.
From security-wise.
Very safe.
Where they have big bodies of water.
That's why you know what it was authority.
A lot of people here, using boats to steal.
No, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something what we must understand.
Yes.
On land, we have security challenge. On air, we have security challenge. On water, we have security challenge. The important thing here is, how do you manage it? On our waterways today, I must use this platform now, an opportunity to thank both the Nigerian Navy, the Army, the Marine Police, for the support NIWA has consistently received from them with regards to making our waterways safe. Don't forget also that as an organization, we have NIWA Police, whose responsibility it is also to provide security. Because we know that you must have, for that sector to be fully operational, you must also look at the security element. And the support has been quite tremendous. So we can say we have achieved 100% security guarantee. But we know what we want to do, and we are doing that which is expected of us, and we are achieving results. It's like when you say because of security on the road, transporters should not drive again on the road. You still have armed robbers on the road, but it won't stop us from driving. You still have kidnappers who threaten people on the road. It wouldn't still stop us from driving from point 1 to point A to B. So if there are security challenges on our water, we'll surmount them.
Well, thank you very much. Is there any question that I have not asked you? Or is there something that you want to tell the people who are viewing here? I mean, we're going to view this program. I want to see that, okay, I want to tell you people, I want to give you this, I want to give you that I have not asked that question.
The only thing I can say is, for me, anytime I have a platform like this is to encourage our people to look at investing in the waterway sector. There's quite a lot of potentials. We need to exploit it. You see, look at it from this analogy. We are working. God gave us over 10,000 kilometers of inland waterways in Nigeria. Though only about 3,800 is all year round navigable. But don't forget that you can access 28 states of Nigeria by water. How lucky can we be? So it's a matter of developing this sector. And then we remove the pressure we have on our road infrastructure. Today, statistics have shown that over 60% of the containers that arrive in Lagos end in the southeast. If, for example, it's 5 million containers that are going to the southeast, between Onitsha and Aba from Lagos, what that translates to is that 10 million trailers will be on the road. 10 million. Because 5 million trailers will take the 5 million containers, and 5 million trailers will bring the empties back to Lagos. So if we have a functional waterway sector, inland waterway sector, moving from point A to point B, fortunately we are developing ports and jetties across the country. If we have that fully functional, what that means is that we remove 10 million trailers from our road and we save our infrastructure. So this is a sector that we need to pay more attention to, and I can assure you that the benefits are quite enormous and the country good for it.
Thank you very much, sir. Let me close this program. I've been talking to the MD and Chief Executive Officer of National Inland Waterways Authority in Nigeria, Chief Dr. George Moghalu. Chief, I thank you very much for opening up to us today. I appreciate you.
My pleasure.
So thank you for being on Africa this week.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Sadiq.
Okay. Next week, as more events of food. I'm Abubakar Sadiq Ibrahim.